so welcome. This is our very first age-based curriculum information session. We have some pretty unique people joining us today. So before we go ahead and get started, I'd like to go ahead and do some introductions. We do have some staff members on, along with some of our First Tee headquarters support staff. And we also have a coach on as well. So I'll go ahead and get started. My name is Brittany Wu, and I am the Senior Director of Programming here at First Tee Greater Richmond. I've been with First Tee for 2.5 years professionally, but when you talk about my whole First Tee experience, I've been around for 14, 15 years. I started off as a First Tee participant, made my way through the programs, attended many national opportunities hosted by First Tee headquarters, and was a volunteer coach, junior coach, part-time coach, interned with First Tee headquarters down in Jacksonville, Florida. I took a break from golf for just a little bit, but since then, this job had opened up and it was calling my name. So I will pass it off to the next person listed here.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kelly Brown. I'm our Vice President of Impact here at First Tee Greater Richmond. I've been with the chapter now almost 5 years, so it doesn't seem like that long, but a lot of great work that Brittany and the team are doing to really impact the lives of young people. Prior to coming to work at First Tee Greater Richmond, I was working for IMG running FTGR tour events, and for me, I just really enjoy being part of the community work that we're doing, working with the kids, seeing their growth, and continuing to do that. So with that, I will turn it over to Mr. Sterling.
Good afternoon. I'm Sterling Simmons, player development instructor here at the First Tee. Just like Brittany, we grew up, did the program together when we were younger, volunteered, part-time coach, couple of internships, went to Old Dominion University, and started professionally 4 years ago, 2019. So, and then I got my first coach here, Craig Wood, as well. So I'll pass it off to Tom.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Lawrence. I am with First Tee headquarters. My role is Director of Chapter Relationships, and I actually am based here in Jacksonville, Florida, but had the pleasure of visiting Richmond about 2 weeks ago and spending a little bit of time with the staff up there. So thank you very much for the opportunity to join you.
And then not on the slide, but still want to make the introduction. Craig, if you could unmute yourself and explain your role and what you've been involved with First Tee.
Hey, thanks, Brittany. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. Because something's wrong with my my camera. I'll try to get it going in a minute, but log off to do that. But Craig Wood here, happy to be here. I'm helping out the First Tee Greater Richmond right now, helping Brittany out and Sterling out with some programming. Yes, the Brittany and Sterling were a couple of my participants a long time ago. I've been with the First Tee since 2003. And worked as a program director at the First Tee of Richmond for a while, and got involved with the First Tee nationally as a trainer, and I've been doing that since 2003, and still doing that. And was actually part of the team that helped put together the new curriculum. So I'm happy to unveil that and be a part of that, and we'll see how it goes. So thanks for the introduction there, Brittany, and I'll turn it back to you.
Great. Thank you for that. So for those that have been with First Tee or those that are new to First Tee, I always like to start with our mission. And our mission is to impact the lives of young people by providing educational programs that build character, instill life-enhancing values, all through the game of golf. So we wouldn't be here without the game of golf, but there's a lot more to just the golf. And for those that have been a part of our program, I hope you all can relate to that, or at least I hope your participants can relate to that. I know I can, and I don't want to speak for Sterling, but I'm sure he can relate to that too. So the First Tee mission also has evolved over the years. So we've been around for 25 years. And at first Tee started as a organization that provided access to participants that might not have had access to a golf course. So essentially it started off as places across the country. But we've evolved to programs, hence the First Tee program, and to people. So not only do we develop young people, but we also develop those that are part of the staff and also the coaches that are in front of your participants every day. So as Craig and Tom mentioned, First Tee has been evolving over the last few years, and we've been around for 25 years. And in order to stay relevant with the times, the curriculum that we developed 25 years ago, kids are not experiencing the same things. So this is a roadmap of what we are doing. For those that may not know the structure of First Tee, there are 140 chapters all across the country, and we report to First Tee headquarters, but each organization acts as its own 501c3, but we all generally follow the same program to be consistent. And this is our map. So last year, we revamped our websites. We refreshed the curriculum, lots of different research and meetings and task forces to make sure that we were refreshing the curriculum to be relevant. And this year, we are going through converting to the age-based curriculum. We're also improving our registration portal system. So for those who have registered for something within the last week and a half, you might have seen that. And we're also developing and piloting an application. This app will play a role in involvement and teen involvement and participant involvement over the next generations to come. So as always, we refine, reevaluate, and we hopefully can learn from our findings and what we do to enhance what we do in the future. So, age-based programming. This is pretty much what we are doing moving forward, and hopefully this slide is pretty straightforward. So we are transitioning from our skill-based programming structure to an age-based format. So previously we've had levels called Little Legends, Player, Par, Birdie, Eagle, Ace. We're not completely getting rid of that, but we're phasing those out, and we are starting to have classes based on age. So these are the ages listed that we will be hosting here at the First Tee Greater Richmond. Ages 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 11, 12 to 13, and then 14 and up. Previously, participants had to level up through different assessments, but with the new curriculum, participants will progress to the next phase of their First Tee journey when they age up to the next age group. Why are we transitioning? There's a lot of words on this slide, so I'll be sending this out to everyone, but essentially there's been lots of research done with First Tee headquarters and just youth development organizations in general, and we've asked for feedback from participants, parents, coaches, every stakeholder essentially that is involved with First Tee. And research has shown that age-based appropriate programming will increase engagement and retention of participants, especially in our older participants. And this change will allow us to have a longer lasting impact and help kids grow beyond the second or third level that our program used to be. So benefits to some participants and families. Kids want to be with others who are their age or near their age because they're going through the same things. Their friends are their same age. For parents, hopefully this will allow you all to be more engaged and more familiar with signing up for our programs and being a part of our programs. Most sports right now are age-based anyways, and activities are set up this way. So we are evolving to pretty much match all of that across the board: soccer, tennis, swimming, all of that. As participants stay with us longer, they will be eligible for more national participant opportunities or life-changing experiences, which we'll mention later on in the slide. And then in terms of benefits to our chapter, it will allow our coaches to deliver course content or just content in general in a more developmentally appropriate way. So we're not going to have classes where we have 7-year-olds with a 12-year-old. Everyone will be joining their age, and the youth will also hopefully find our content refreshed, different, and new. So I think this is a pretty great graphic that sums it up. Before, we were over on the left. As the levels went on, participation decreased. But hopefully with the new age-based curriculum, there's entry points in all levels and ages, and hopefully that will keep everyone engaged for the long run. Again, just some more stats and why we do what we do. First, he believes young people need support both in and out of school and in and out of home. So young people who develop physical health, character, social and emotional skills and qualities will be more successful in the future. And that's what we're here to do. So with that, some pretty exciting stuff. This is what our program will look like for 7 to 9-year-olds. If you're looking at the slide, the core lessons at the top are topics that will be in every single age-based level. Pursuing goals, growing through challenges, collaborating with others, building positive self-identity, and using good judgment. Previously, I can attest to this, pursuing goals might not have been discussed at age 7. That was not in our previous curriculum, but now we're talking about that. Obviously, the way that we talk about goals is going to be different with a 7-year-old than with a 14-year-old, but it's still being introduced, and everything will still develop and be iterative on top of each other, but we can do all these different lessons in a more age-appropriate way. So the different core lessons are all on the left side. You all can look at this kind of on your own time. I don't want to go through every single one, but using good judgment, making good choices, being a team player, you know, that's all pretty basic stuff, but we all can enhance upon that as we grow through the different ages. So with programs for the ages 10 and 11, this is really focused on building self-identity and building a positive image about yourself. Finding your personal par is something that is really stressed during this age. Learning and meeting other people. Age 12 to 13, it's a lot about collaborating with others and also building that foundation for pursuing your goals in the future. Appreciating diversity is something that's built in all of the different levels in the collaborating with others category. And First T program, age 14 and up. It's really about setting yourself up for the future and life after First T. So how do you deal with adversity? There's lots of challenges in life outside of your high school time. So building those skills now and hoping to use them in the future. Planning for your future. That goes with goal setting. Again, very different than what a 7-year-old would talk about, but it's still in line with the category of pursuing goals and being a trustworthy person, building a go-to team, and being a go-to person yourself. Those are all skills that are very important in the social and emotional learning. So that is generally the program for age 14 and up. And as I mentioned before, we build character and life-enhancing values, but we would not be here without golf. And the First Tee program consists of the life skills and the golf skills, and we seamlessly deliver that through the integration of both. So there's always a core focus on a golf skill, and there's always a core focus on a life skill, and it's presented in different games and activities that we do throughout class. So we're not just out there on the driving range hitting golf balls until our hands blister over, although in some cases kids probably want that. We definitely create activities with an intention behind it, and we deliver that in our class with our coaches. So for those that were with us for more than 3 years, you might remember the 9 healthy habits. Just want to mention those still exist. The 9 healthy habits are part of the curriculum. They're just more integrated with the life skills piece. So we have physical safety, social and mental safety and health. All of that is incorporated in our life skills. So we will go ahead and just talk about some nitty-gritty things. Our fall 2022 program schedule. So for those that don't know, registration will begin August 3rd in 2 days. So now's your time to kind of take a look at the schedule. All of this is posted online under our programs tab, firsttgraderrichmond.org, programs tab, fall programs. So at Chesterfield, these are the classes that we have. Most of our classes will begin 4:30 or 4:45. We've done research with our interns to look up when schools dismiss. And hopefully these times will accommodate for getting off the bus and getting to the facility. We understand that sometimes timing is a bit tight, but we also face Mother Nature in the fall and the daylight savings that happens. So all of that comes into play when we are scheduling our programs. This is our schedule for Belmont. And then this is our schedule for Elsa Memorial Driving Range. I do want to point out that when we do our schedules, we also build in overflow classes. So if a class is full, my recommendation to everyone is that you register for a class either at another facility that hopefully is close to you, or sign up and join the wait list. So we have overflow classes built into the schedule, and if we have enough to fill another class, we will definitely add that class. So and then I'm going to turn it over to Sterling briefly just to talk about our player development program.
Thank you, Brittany. So for those of you that are new, the Player Development Academy and the First Tee matches, they've been around. The First Tee matches are kind of a casual golf tournament. If your little one is having a great time in golf class and the 1 hour once a week isn't enough for them, you can sign up for these matches. You can see there on Saturdays. I believe the time is 3 o'clock on Saturdays. So if they're looking to get into tournament golf, they're looking to play high school golf in the future, and they want to kind of that stepping point, this would kind of be like their next step. Casual, they kind of go through the tournament experience of arriving early, warming up on the range, filling out a scorecard, checking in for your tee time, stuff like that. Option 1, you can see, is a single match, $24 for the one, or you can do all 4 for $80. And then a new thing we're doing this fall is you can sign up for all the matches as well as the PDA class. So you get the 7-week class, which I believe was on Thursdays at Chesterfield at 4:30, and the matches all together in one. And the point of the class is for them to learn the rules as well as, what's the best way, for them to to play tournament golf. So it's kind of that extra golf class again, if that 1 hour a week isn't enough for them. I saw a question. What's the minimum age for the match program? The minimum age in the past, I believe, has been 7. We can talk about that, I guess, on our end. It's been 7 just because they do have to walk 9 holes, and the parents aren't allowed to caddy. We want them kind of out there with their parents' supervision, but kind of on their own and experiencing it for themselves. Will kids learn? Yes, they will. Yes, in both classes, correct. Yeah. Keep the questions coming.
Also, I do want to say that this is at Chesterfield, and we've definitely gotten feedback that we want this program at all 3 of our locations, and we're working on that. That is one of our goals, is to have this at all 3 of our locations. So with that comes just needing more bodies. Right now, it's kind of the 3 amigos, Kelly, Sterling, and I, along with our fabulous part-time coaches. So as we build our bench of coaches, if anyone is interested in coaching or volunteering, we definitely have had parents come out and do that. Shameless plug there. But we are hoping to expand these supplemental activities to all of our programs. But as always, our bread and butter is our life skills experience golf programming. And this is just something extra for those that want to get more involved. And we want them to get more involved.
Sterling, do you mind elaborating a little bit more on, as you look at the matches and talk about maybe like where they tee off from? Because I think that's one of the unique things that really helps build confidence. It's not like we're starting them all necessarily from, the tips or anything like that, but maybe walk us through, the confidence building and kind of where they tee off from.
Yeah, so for our first tee matches, we use an op 36 kind of style, to where if it's their first time playing in a match, everyone starts at 25 yards. If you shoot 36 or less, the next time you play, you move back to 50. And you work from tee to green instead of green to tee like you would for normal golf. So, they like Kelly said, you build up that confidence from 25, you go back to 50. And, a lot of times kids get discouraged when, they feel like they have to play from so far away. We want them to build that confidence, come back, and have a good time. So they start from 25, go to 50, and the next one's 100, then 150, 200, and then eventually they play the full tee box.
Question came in, do we sign up for these matches as part of the regular fall registration on August 3rd? The answer is yes. The registration will be open for these matches. Obviously, with option 1, you can, depending on if a match is full or not, sometimes some people will register for a match closer to the date. We do close registration the Wednesday before a match is held. So just keep that in mind. If it's easier on your schedule to sign up for a match one at a time, that's totally okay as the season goes on, or you can register for them August 3rd. And you will see all of those options on the new registration portal, which I will kind of bring up later. Cool. Shall we move on? I guess we will. All right, so another supplemental program is our LPGA USGA girls golf program. We have a girls golf programming at our facility, and pretty much this is a supplemental program for females, and it is a community to empower, enrich, engage, energize, and exercise. So registration for events will be by season. The fall season will be announced soon. We're still working on that schedule, but check out our website for more information. These events have taken in many different forms. We've had events that are purely golf related, where they go out and play different formats or they learn different skills. But we've also had girls golf events where it's very social. So girls come out and they might do some pumpkin carving, or they might create a tie-dye golf towel. Whatever it is, it's a way for them to engage with one another and associate with other female golfers. This past July, we had a collaborative girls golf program with the Dominion Club. So we were able to bring some of our girls golf members, and Dominion Club brought some of theirs out, and we had a 4-hole tournament, and then we ended with a pool party. So just something different and a different way to engage with our community. I will say, save the date, November 10th. We will be hosting a meet and greet with the University of Richmond women's golf team, and we will tour their practice facility. So hopefully that will inspire some golfers, female golfers out there. Another thing I want to mention is national opportunities for teenagers. So this was me when I was like 15 years old, maybe like 17 years old. But national opportunities are hosted by First Tee headquarters, and it's a series of events over the summer and fall that allow participants from all across the country and different chapters to meet others, to play golf, and pretty much travel to a new city that they've never been to before, or be a part of a different leadership opportunity. So these take form in many different options. There's different academies. There's a scholarship program. You know, some are very golf heavy, that for those that want to play college golf. And a staple, I think, in everyone's, or in a First Tee participant journey is playing in the Pure Insurance Championship impacting First Tee. So this event is hosted at Pebble Beach. Players get to play with Champions Tour PGA players, and they may even be on TV on the Golf Channel. So pretty cool stuff. And this is all part of First Tee and engaging with participants and keeping them a part of our program so we can set them up for future success. So some general questions that you might have about age-based programming, just some general registration questions. With age-based programming, you sign up for the age that your child is on the first day of a session. So if your child has a birthday in the middle of the session, that might move them up to a new age range. You sign them up for the one that they are when we start. So if a child is turning 10 in the middle of the fall session, you still sign them up for the 7 to 9-year-old class because they are 9 years old when they start. Siblings, we know we have many families that have multiple participants, and with multiple participants, schedules definitely get a bit hectic, and we completely understand that. But siblings of different age still have to sign up for their specific age range. The curriculum is designed for your specific age group, and kids staying in their age group will ensure that we have them going through the curriculum that is developed for their age range. A few questions might pop up, like what happens to everything that everyone's done up until this point, especially those that have been with us for more than 3, 4, 5 years. We're phasing out the levels, but we're still bringing in new ways to measure accomplishments and progression. So you all might have seen on that map, we are creating a new app. With that app, there'll be a new badge system. So similar to like Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts, you accomplish certain things in a program, and once you do, we will provide you a badge. So First Tee headquarters is working on that right now, and I've seen some of it when I was in Florida a couple weeks ago, and looks pretty cool. And for those that may not have access to the technology, there's also ways to engage with participants still in a way that is meaningful and making sure that they are accomplishing what they set out to accomplish. Also, for those that have been with us for multiple seasons, multiple years, everything that your child has done up until this point will be recognized in the new system. So if a child has gone through PAR and they've learned their meeting and greeting skills, or they've utilized their meeting and greeting skills, that will be documented in that system. With age-based programming, another question surrounds varying skill levels. This will happen in a class where you have someone that has been playing golf for 3 or 4 years, or someone who is brand new. So what do we do in that situation? We will have coaches trained up on the new curriculum over the next month, and we will continue to train them as we go through the new age-based programming. But we will divide the class into smaller groups based on their ability or their previous programming level. And with that, the coach will cater the appropriate skill level, appropriate golf skills to teach that specific group. We will still go out on the course, very similar to the operation, or very similar to our first team matches. We'll go out on the course during class time, but there's definitely different formats that we can use when we're on the course. So those that might not have never played golf before will still feel comfortable out on the golf course. And we've also witnessed and done some research when you have groups of participants that go out on the golf course and they're with others that have been on the golf course, that mentoring between the participants happen. And it empowers those that do know a bit of golf, and it also creates that collaboration and that community that we're striving for when we're out on the golf course. Also, if you are signed up with our fall life skills or any of our life skills experience golf programming, your participant will receive a yellow card, and it's the participant benefit card. I don't have one with me right now, and I don't know if Sterling has one with him, but this yellow card is the ticket to golf. So this allows your participant access to all 3 of our facilities, whether you take a class at one or another. It allows them access to the course 7 days a week. And with that card, they get 1 free bucket of golf balls each day that they come out. They can reserve a 9-hole tee time or a 12-hole tee time after the hours of 10 a.m. Or they can hit on the TrackMan Bay, so the indoor simulator that we have at 2 of our 3 locations. So again, if your child is itching for that next thing to do, utilizing that participant benefit card is huge. Last topic is our new registration portal. So for those that have registered for anything within the last week, hopefully you've had some success and not as many troubles. First Tee headquarters has done some studies on this new registration portal, and parents have been taking 1/3 of the time that they used to take when registering. So this is just a snapshot of what's on the registration portal right now. As you can see, it's a very clean look. What you're signing up for is pretty straightforward. But as you go through the registration system, you can select certain locations, which participant you want to sign or which participant you want for the program, days, time, all that can be filtered out. So I do have a little video. I'm going to stop sharing my screen really quick and share again. And this kind of will go through the registration portal features. And I'm going to change the speed just a little faster. So we don't
Overview of the new parent registration portal. As you can see, I've navigated to my local chapter to the login screen. I'll be using my old registration account, which we asked you all to use, but if not, there is a create account option as well. So I'll log in, which takes me to the landing page of programs and events, which can be viewed in a tile form or in the list view as shown here. You can also browse the various memberships that are offered at your chapter. But I'll navigate back to the programs and events page, and I'll use some of the filters on the left-hand side to find classes that are only offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll select a class that I want to register for. From there, I can choose a participant from my drop-down list. As you can see, I have participant Kevin Smith available, or if not, I can add a new participant by filling in the required fields below. In this example, I'll be using Kevin Smith. I'll add that class to the cart. Once that's successfully added, I'll view the cart. From here, I can add a donation on the right-hand side to my total, but instead I'll just check out. On the checkout page, you'll need to fill in information regarding your primary contact, which I'll validate and tap confirm. Then I'll need to select the tell us about your participant section and fill in all the required fields there as well, including school information. I'll add in emergency contact information as well. Then if there are any required waivers, you'll need to read through the waiver and select agree in order to move on. And finally, there's an option for financial aid, which if you select yes, you'll need to go through and answer the required questions related to financial aid and select submit. But in this case, I'll select no. And from that dropdown, I can either choose to pay in person by check or cash, or with credit or debit, which I'll choose in this instance. Once you're on the Stripe checkout page, you'll just need to enter in your email, your card information, including the card number, expiration date, and CVC, the name on the card, and the zip code associated with it. Then you can tap pay. And once that's completed, you can see that you're presented with your confirmation number.
Great. So, I will send this out to everyone that's joined today and have this on our website. But essentially, these are some helpful links that walk you through our registration system. The one that was presented was just a test chapter. I do want to point out that we do not accept cash or check on site. So that's the one caveat with that. The registration is online through a credit card. And as always, if you have questions about the registration system, you can always call one of us and we will guide you to the answer. So with that, thank you for joining, and we will open it up to any questions that people might have.